Hello, booktubers. I thought I would go through and show people how to use some of the features of LibraryThing. I saw Book Addict 2011, George, actually go through and she was typing in all her books on a spreadsheet. And that's kind of the way I started too. And I thought, there's got to be a better way to do this. There's got to be something online, blah, blah, blah. So I think this was probably like 6 or 7 years ago. I went through and started looking at different things, and two of the main sites that allowed you to catalog books was Goodreads and LibraryThing. And Goodreads at that time was very, very new, and LibraryThing was sort of new. But Goodreads, of course, has taken off more at this point, like a social networking type website. But the cataloging features that are in it aren't really all that great. LibraryThing, though, is not all that great at the social networking stuff, but its cataloging things are fantastic. So that's why I went ahead and used the LibraryThing, because at the time, of course, it was better. So there are two different kinds of LibraryThing accounts. I'm logged in right now, but you can go ahead and create a free account, and the free accounts I think are only limited by the number of books that you can add to your catalog. And I do not know what that catalog or what that limit is. I think it was pretty high, but I went ahead and got a lifetime membership, and that's the second category. The lifetime membership costs $25. So for the cost of a hardback book, you can get a lifetime membership to LibraryThing, and then you have unlimited number of books that you can enter. So I'm glad I went ahead and paid the $25, because I now have 977 books in here, and not all of my books are in. Most all of them are, but in any case, so let's go through. This is kind of like the main homepage once you're logged in, and you see things from like your forums that you belong to, your groups, and just all kinds of statistics. And I don't even know if I've even explored all this stuff yet. There's different LibraryThing blogs on here, all kinds of stuff. So in any case, the profile is my profile, and you can link people to this, which I do on a lot of my YouTube videos. And in the description, I link to my profile. And it just has, different things, my collections and all this. We'll go through some of this stuff. And then I typed in, stuff about me and stuff about my books and in things currently reading, all kinds of stuff like that. This kind of shows you some of the recent things that I've added. There's some things that I've reviewed recently. Down here at the bottom is where people would send you private messages. This is where you would get them and friend, to approve a friend and all that kind of stuff. So some of these feed things over here is how you would connect things to like Twitter and all that. So when I go and I add in a book, I have it set up via a Twitter feed type of website. I have this RSS feed connected to it, and then it kind of plops it out there onto Twitter, because I know you guys are so excited when I add a book to LibraryThing, right? Yeah, right. So anyway, this would be like your books. So hello. Wait a minute here. So this would be my catalog. And how you define the catalog is, or how you define this view, is by these styles up here. And you can change these styles to be whatever you want them to be. I've got style B set up to show these data elements: the book picture, the author, the title, the date tags, and the date acquired, which I love that date acquired because it tells me when I actually got the book. Let's see. So you can define these by, edit style views. And the site for some reason is a little bit slow tonight. Come on, site. I'm recording here. But in any case, you can go in and you can, tell that which fields you want to show on your listing. For style A, style B, you have all these different styles. You can have different stuff and sort them different ways and all that. I'm going to stop this for right now. And then even in style B, if I don't want to show books by the default date acquired, I can say, okay, well, let's show them by title. And so that you can click on the column heading and it'll resort by title. So I really don't know why it's this slow tonight. So yeah, there's how you do that. This over here is your collections, and you can basically do anything with collections that you want. You can add as many collections as you want. So let's say, for example, all my Easton Press books, I wanted to put them in a collection all their own. I could do that by adding a collection called Easton Press. And then when I add my book, I check mark it belongs to that collection, and it's done. Another way you can sort out and group all your books is by these tags. And I'll show you that now. So you've got collections and you've got tags. I make pretty big use of the tags mostly. Because you can put things in multiple collections too. But like here's my Easton Press. So of all my Easton Press books, I have 181. And then you can have multiple tags per book. So out of that, I have like Easton Press Greatest Adventure books, famous editions, Reader's Collection, or Reader's Choice. There's Horatio Hornblower, and I made up those little tag names, and I actually typed them in my profile down here, just so that I remembered what all the tag codes meant. So, and anybody else who's looking at it you can go back there and look at that too. So, so we have the ways to group is by collections and tags, and I guess what we could do is add a book. Now, the adding a book is really flexible in that LibraryThing doesn't limit where you can get a book from. Like Goodreads, for example, you have to be a librarian or something like that in order to add a new book. I don't remember how all that works, but what LibraryThing does is it has these connections into all these databases. Overcat is a huge book database. University of Michigan, Amazon, Ohio State University, and they actually have all their collections in a database online. LibraryThing connects to it and searches for books. It's amazing. All over the world, British Library, Library of Australia, Library of Congress. The ones I normally use is the Library of Congress, as I always look there first. If it's not there, then I'll pick Overcat or Amazon. So to add a book, a newer book that has an ISBN, and the ISBN is that big long number at the back of a book. You can also find it on the publisher's page. It'll have the ISBN number. So I'm going to go ahead and add book in. That's not there so far. And you can search by title, by author and title. So you would put in, like, this book I have is a book called Think. So I would type in Think, and it's by Simon Blackburn. And I'm going to search for in Library of Congress. And let's see if it finds it. It's slower when you search by names and things sometimes. Like I say, the site appears to be kind of slow tonight, so seems like it's, of course, it's only doing that because I'm recording this, right? And it's taking forever, isn't it? Okay, and I don't know if I can stop it. My little X is not there, so let's try this. See, I picked Overcat and search again. Yeah, so Overcat, that sort of like stopped it. So within Overcat, it found all of these books for Think. And there's various titles, various editions that were printed. Mine is the, let's see, not that it really makes all that much difference, was first published 1999. This one says 1999. So I could choose that like right here as my book. Another way, of course, you can do it is by that ISBN, which is the way I normally do it. If there's one on the back or on the title page, 978-0192-100245. And hopefully that will only come up with one entry. Maybe two, if it was maybe two different publishing dates or something. So, I can't believe how slow this is tonight. Okay, let's go back to Library of Congress and try. Oh, yeah, it came right in. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that book because that's my book and that's the cover. So it has added it now to my catalog. So what I'm going to do now is I will edit the book, and this is my personal copy of the book. And you noticed also it said there were 658, including me now, that have this book. And this is the average rating. Only 3.5 stars. I don't normally always have books that have 4. Interesting, huh? And here's where you can type in all your tags. Because the one I have here is a hardcover book, I don't really have a special, well, it's kind of philosophy. I do have a tag on philosophy. And the only thing I don't like about it is that I can't view my tags on this screen. All the different tags that I have. It's the only thing. I wish they would put some type of a button here that allows you to choose from tags you already have. So what I a lot of times do is open up another screen or window and I'll look at my tags, but I'm pretty sure, if I spell that right, Philosophy, yep. So that I can catalog that. A lot of times with hardcover fiction, I don't put any tags in at all, unless it's a soft cover book or, yeah, pretty much that's it for that. So for my collections now, you have to have a collection. If you don't, it's got to have at least one. It's going to be in my library because that's where I put all of my normal books, my normal physical books. And like I say, you can have 20, 30 collections depending on however you want to work it. Here's where you would put your rating and type in a review. And you can share that review on Twitter. Here's where you can put other authors, like, for example, illustrators, dual or authors, or some they have afterwords, cover designers, illustrators, forewords, introductions. You can put all that stuff in there if a book has that. I do a lot of that on my Easton Press books. I'll put in the illustrator, who did the introduction, that kind of thing. A lot of these other data elements are filled in for you. You don't have to fill in any of this stuff at all. The only thing you have to have is an author and a title. So, but it's filled it in because Overcat had all that stuff in their database, so it automatically pulls all this in. The number of pages, that kind of thing. It's primary language. So, for example, if you had a translated book, like, say, an ancient Greek like the Odyssey, you would be reading it in English, and then you can put the original language in as Greek ancient, kind of a thing. So that's just for your own, you know, your own cataloging. Here's where you can put comments that everybody will see that you put on the book. Here would be private comments, which mean only you can see as a logged in person. They're yours. And this is the field I like the most. And you put that in year, month, day, just like it shows down here. Then if you're going to read the book, you can put in your start and stopped reading dates and whatever. So then I'm going to save that. Yes, the site is really slow tonight. It is not normally like this. It's only because I am recording. They're probably doing some kind of site maintenance or something. All right, so I'm going to go back in and edit the book again. Wow. And what I wanted to do was show you covers. So, like, here's popular covers over here. And sometimes you'll get a book that had like 3 or 4 different covers, you know, they have out, and the book you have, they didn't show the right cover. So here's where you can change your cover images. You can either scan the cover in yourself, or if you have an image and you can upload that. You can pick from member uploaded covers, or you can pick from Amazon covers, or you can choose one of their default blank cover type things. So that's pretty cool. And then you would just change the image, say by, okay, I want to use, you know, this one. You want to use that, you say okay, and whatever. So that's how you do that. Let's see. So that's pretty much how you would add a book if your book had an ISBN. Like my Eastern Press books, for example, don't have an ISBN. And so I have to add those manually. So I would, you know, type in, I know I'm going to spell this wrong. I always have to look how to spell it. It's no, that's not right. Anyway, let's say I wanted this is not spelled right, the Odyssey, something like that. Let's see if Google will correct it. No. But, and the author is, I believe, Homer. So, and he would be the author. So this is how I would actually type in a book from the Easton Press. And in my tags, it's going to be Easton Press. The reason why these are showing here is because my Google Chrome browser, I've used them already. So, you know, it has it already in there as a pre-fill type thing. And you would just go in and do this like you would, you know, everything else. And the published, say, you know, was published in 2001, Easton Press. So you can fill in as many things as you want. This is where I said I'm going to be reading English, but it's an ancient Greek book in the original, and then my choir dates and blah, 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 blah. If I don't get this title correct, once I hit save, it's going to go back to my add books. It's going to go back over here, and it'll show it up here. And it'll say one member. So I know many, many people probably have the Odyssey, okay? So there is a way in LibraryThing, and I've only done it a couple times, and I kind of reviewed before I did this, and I couldn't remember exactly how to do it, but there is a way to connect the book that you have with everybody else's book so that you'll get, it'll be, you know, like connected together, so all the Odysseys are together, kind of a thing. I don't know how else to explain that, but there's a way to do that. So there's a couple different ways to add books, and if you don't like these choices of where to search, there are over 700 available sources. I hope this is not going to take forever. And, you know, a lot of different languages and things. So, yeah, Australia, Canada, yeah, just tons and tons of places. Yeah, so anyway. The other thing I guess maybe I want to talk a little bit about is their groups. These are like all of their forums. It's really, really pretty cool. these are the groups that I belong to because I'm logged in. And they have a bunch of challenge groups. You can go in and you can create your own group. And I believe you can make the group private, and you can invite people who, LibraryThing members, that kind of thing. And I believe you can do all that. Never really created a group, I don't think. But so this is where people will, go in and list all the books that they're reading. And so if you are actually the creator of this topic, which is this person's book, you can go in and edit this, and you can keep adding your books to the first one. So that's pretty nice. You can keep updating that first one, and then as you go down through here, So what a lot of people do, if they want to do it by quarter, what this person should have done is created 1, 2, 3, 4 for this year or something like that. If he was going to do it like for 2011, I would have created 4 topics or 4 messages, and then just updated each one of those for the different quarters. That way it would have all stayed up at the top up here as people comment and as this person here adds stuff. So I kind of like the way they do their forums and some of their reading challenges and stuff. So like, of course, Easton Press, as you well know, I love that. And so here's all the people who, I haven't been in the forums for a while. As you can see, they're all in red. But they talk about Easton Press books. So there's Folio Society. I'm big on that. The Library of America. There's just all kinds of groups out there. It's really, really neat. And the site is really slow. If you just want to see what everybody's talking about, you can go to this talk page, and this is all the people talking in all the groups. And I'm not sure how they rank these and decide to put them up here. I don't know. But like, here's the group, the 12 and 12 category challenge, and then that's the actual message within that group. So 12 and 12, they have all these category things. It's just really, really a neat site. So I guess that covers just a little bit of the overview of the LibraryThing and what you can do with it. You can also export your catalog out. The only thing I found is that you can't get every single data element when you export your catalog out, unless they've improved that since I've tried recently. But I don't know. I don't know what else to cover on it. But it's a really neat cataloging system. Like I say, a little short on the social networking things. But they're always trying to improve. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. Okay? Bye.